Hey friends, I always wait for that live thing and I never know when it's going to come up. So sometimes I'm sitting here like, and I never know when it's like live. Hello, I'm going to talk about the number one reason that you self-sabotage and three things that you can do about it. Three ways to, what did I call it? Three ways to change it. Self-sabotage is such a I don't want to be dramatic and say it's a killer. That was what I was going to say. But it is a killer of your business dreams. If you're sabotaging in your business, if you're not attracting the clients that you want, if you're not making the money you want, or you're making money and you're spending it, it's just slipping through your fingers, or you're stuck in this kind of, I don't know, it's too hard, it's too overwhelming, all this kind of language, you'll know that you're self-sabotaging if you're using that kind of language. It's too hard, I can't afford it, I don't have time, there are no clients out there, there's too many coaches, all of that kind of language, that self-talk, or you might find that you're saying it actually out loud, you'll know that you're self-sabotaging. And why it's so important to get this right, to make sure that you're not sabotaging when it comes to your business, is that you will think that something's wrong with you if you're not getting the results you want, and you'll probably blame yourself rather than actually going, oh, okay, hang on, there's something deeper at play here. And I see this all the time. So if you are joining me live, I'd love it if you grab a piece of paper and write some notes and actually write this down, so that it's not just some nice information, but you actually get something that you can take away and start applying straight away in your business. Hello, Katrina. Hi, Diego. And hi, Mel. Thank you for joining me on holiday. So self-sabotage. Where are you sabotaging in your business and in your life? Where are you sabotaging? Where are you not showing up? Where are you deleting opportunity? Because what happens with our unconscious mind is we delete opportunity that's all around us. We've got money all around us. We've got resources all around us. We've got potential clients all around us. We've got potential opportunities for joint ventures, for speaking gigs, for ways to get our content out into the world. And if we haven't sorted out our mindset, if we haven't really worked on that mindset piece of it, we will sabotage it. And so the reason we do this, and the number one reason that we self-sabotage, is because we've taken on so much external suggestion, basically conditioning, programming, everything that we've been taught has become part of our belief system, and we start reliving the past. So instead of being in the present moment and being creative, because the present moment is where we're creative, the present moment is where we can solve problems, where we can see clearly, where we have that beautiful clarity, where we can come up with solutions to all of our biggest problems. You know what it's like when you're stressed and you're in that fight or flight mode and you're overwhelmed and there's so much going on and you're so busy and there's blah, 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 and you're distracted, you find yourself distracted and scrolling social media and maybe getting caught up on the internet and going down all these rabbit holes, opening all these tabs on your computer. If your environment is messy, if your mind feels cluttered, all of these are red flags, and these are signals that you are self-sabotaging. Thank you for giving me some love, you guys. I appreciate it. Oh, hello, Barbie. Hello. Hi, Roxy, and hi, Joe. So those are the red flags that you're sabotaging. You're really cluttered, you're distracting yourself, you're always busy rather than actually working on your stuff. And so we do this because of these belief systems that have formed. 75% of our beliefs are formed from the age of 0 to 7. 0 to 7. Our little minds as children form these beliefs, and we just live out of them. And that programming, that unconscious programming that happens from parents, from teachers, from the school system, from TV, from the radio, from all of those things, from websites, that conditioning, that programming that happens at an unconscious level carries out into adulthood until we actually change the program. It's almost like changing the channel on a TV. And we can't do this until we have awareness of it. And the way we have awareness of it is if we look at our life and we haven't got the result we want. So if you at the moment haven't got a result you want, maybe you've set a goal and you haven't achieved it, maybe you've had a dream for a while and you haven't got it yet, and you're sabotaging, you're probably playing out systems, belief systems that you've had for a very long time. And we don't need to go and sit in years of therapy. Please don't go and sit in years of therapy. There are other ways to do it much faster, and that's what I'm going to give you in this video. So the first way that we can basically stop this self-sabotage pattern, because it's a pattern, right? You'll probably find it's not this one-off behavior that you do, this one-off bad habit, this, oh, now suddenly I'm doing this. You'll probably find that it's a pattern. It's a recurring pattern and a theme that you keep bumping up against. And as we come towards the new year, you probably bump up against the same beliefs. You look at your goals and you think, oh my gosh, I've had that on my goals list for years. Why can't I achieve that goal? Or I've been trying to build this business for so long. Why isn't it happening? Something's wrong with me, or something's wrong with other people, or something's wrong with the economy. And another red flag we go into is blame. We go into blame. We blame situations. We blame circumstances. We blame people. We blame ourselves. And blame is not a creator stance. You know, for us to build a business or for us to achieve any goal that we want in life, we have to be in the creator position, not the victim position. So when we're blaming, when we're making excuses, when we're not committed, when we're going, oh, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, oh, it's so hard, oh, I'm not good at technology, oh, there's so many coaches, you know, all of that language, the language reveals our mindset. So start paying attention to your language. If you hear blame, if you hear excuses, if you hear denial, I call it going to bed. Going to bed, B-E-D, blame, excuses, denial. If you hear yourself making those mistakes, basically we know that there's sabotage going on, and it's from that programming from your past. So what do we do about it? The first thing we do is you need to set goals that are outside of your current comfort level. Now, this is going against what most people say. They say, you know, set goals that are very realistic, that are very doable, and I agree to a point. But if you want to reveal what your mindset, like really what's going on inside your mindset, inside your unconscious mind, then you set these goals that are outside of your comfort zone. They don't need to be miles out. I'm not saying, you know, if you've never made any money in your business, you set a goal, oh, I'm going to make $1 million next year. Like, no. What I'm talking about is something that's just slightly out of your comfort zone and your comfort level. That's something you've never done before, and all the belief systems reveal themselves. They all come to the surface. And I've seen this happen over and over and over again. When you set a goal and you actually commit to it, you commit and you say, this is what I'm doing, and you tell people about it, so it's actually real, then the sabotage patterns reveal themselves and all the wounds come to the surface. So the unresolved wounds, the wounded self, you know, the blame, the victim, all of that stuff starts to come to the surface, and you'll notice it through your language and through your thoughts. But the thing is, a lot of people that don't have the entrepreneurial mindset, they're stuck in that 9-to-5 mentality, and they bring the 9-to-5 mentality into entrepreneurship, they're always going to struggle, because the 9-to-5 mindset is, oh, it's not my problem. Oh, it's my manager, or 5 o'clock finishes and I don't need to work anymore. Whereas entrepreneurs, no. I work until I get the result. And so that's what you've got to do. You've got to set that goal to slightly out of your comfort level so that you can see what your wounds are, so you can start facing them, and you can actually start overcoming them. And you can start working on your behavior, your psychology, your language, and making sure it's all, you know, pushing that level of excellence to become best version of yourself. It's not until you set that goal to raise your standards and be the best version of yourself that you realize the gap. You know, most people aren't aware of the gap because they're not setting the goal. They stay here. They don't want to set the goal, because setting the goal actually requires your wounds to come to the surface. And a lot of people don't want to face their wounds. It's too painful. They don't want to say, oh, I've held on to this stupid old belief that I that, you know, my mum and dad never had money, so I'll never have money. Or, you know, if I become successful, that people won't like me. If I become successful, you know, I'll lose my friends. If I work hard, I'll have no freedom, I'll burn out. You know, all of these beliefs that people have that are keeping them stuck. So they avoid setting goals because they don't want the gap. They don't want to feel the tension of where they are and where they want to be. So most people just stay at that level and then just keep sabotaging. It becomes this horrible pattern that becomes very uncomfortable. People think they're staying in their comfort zone, but actually it becomes very uncomfortable very fast. Can anyone relate to this at all? I know I'm getting pretty real, pretty deep on you tonight, but I just want to go there because I can give you all the tools. I can say, this is how you do marketing, this is how you sell, this is how you communicate, this is how you do copywriting, this is how you present. Those are all things that I teach, and I teach a lot of tools. But if you don't have the mindset in place, you'll sabotage. You won't take action, you won't follow through, and you'll end up back where you are. And I want to talk about mindset more and more coming up to the end of the year, because you're going to be setting those big goals for a whole new decade, right? So we need to sort out the psychology. Colette says, I like your bed. I like your bed. Blame, excuses, denial. Lisa says, this is brilliant insight, Kat. I can see how this is why so many people avoid goals for this reason. They think goals cause the problem, right? They think it's the goals that cause the problem when it's actually their mindset showing them the limiting belief there. Someone told me they don't set goals for this reason because it makes them feel worse. Yeah, because they don't want to fail, because that brings the wound to the surface. And people aren't willing to face the wounds because they're painful. But I tell you what, the pain of facing a wound is so much better than pain of facing regret. I spoke about this at Unleash Your Freedom on Saturday. Choose your hard. Yes, it's hard to put yourself out there, to set a goal, to make it public, to publicly fail. That's shame. That's the emotion most people are avoiding. But what's the flip side? Regret, humiliation, never getting on mission, never accomplishing your purpose. It's way worse. It's way worse. So it's better to just get on with it, fall over, get down, get up, get down, get up, than live with the, I described it on Saturday as, you can have growth pains, growing pains, stretching, it hurts, your capacity is growing, it's like, oh, or you can have dying pains. And I know which one I'd rather. Welcome, Rebecca. Okay, so that's number one. You need to set goals that are outside of your current level, let the wounds reveal themselves, and you start facing them one by one. And so the wound will come up, not good enough, not smart enough, not capable. What if I book a venue for an event and no one comes, or one person comes? What if I do a Facebook Live and I stuff it up and I start stumbling over my words? And so people get stuck in the past, where they're focusing on all the, you know, the stuff that's happened in the past, and getting stuck in guilt and shame and all that type of stuff, or they get stuck in the future, anxiety, thinking of the worst case scenario, and none of that's helpful. So we need to get back to the present time. That's where you can create solutions. So number two is to stop self-sabotaging, is you need to take action despite the fear. And you need to take fast action despite the fear. Like, one of the best books I've ever read was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Does anyone remember that book from years ago? Susan Jeffers, I think her name was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I read it about 20 years ago, and something just switched in me. And on Saturday at Unleash Your Freedom, when I was saying, you know, what's the biggest thing that you need to take away and do, people were saying, oh, I've just got to do it, even though I feel scared. You know, we're all scared. Let's normalize it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that no one has it all together. No one is perfect. No one ever is going to be. If it looks like they're on social media, then they're not showing their full self, their full authentic self, or they're just showing a side of themselves, and that's okay. But know that there's lots going on behind the scenes of imperfection. Like humans, that's part of being the humans. We are imperfect, and that's imperfectly perfect, imperfectly imperfect. So you've got to take fast action. Your brain gives you 5 seconds from an inspired thought to take action. You've got 5 seconds before your brain shuts it down, and it pulls the handbrake up, and it says, no, we're not doing that, because you'll start going into analyzing. What was I thinking? Analysis by paralysis. That's hard to say. And you stumble across your words. See, I've never done a perfect Facebook Live. I always get something wrong. And I transcribe these Facebook Lives, or I get my intern to, and I look at it and I'm like, wow, I say a lot of fluff sometimes. Doesn't matter. I just got to keep showing up, because something that I'll say, one of you will catch it and you'll go and you'll take action on it. You'll apply it. And even though I stumble over my words and I get things wrong and I say the word, all the time, or who cares? It doesn't matter. You don't have to prove yourself that you're good enough by trying to wait till you've got a perfectly polished thing to say. Just show up. I didn't plan this one at all. I just wrote 3 points. I wrote it at 5 minutes to 8 and just hit go live. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to take fast action despite the fear. And number 3, you've actually got to focus on your mission and not on you. You got to focus on your mission, because your mission is bigger than you. Your mission is about other people. When you're concerned about all the little details and all the little things that you want to get right, you're so self-focused. When you focus on your mission, serving people, showing up, being willing to be brave, being vulnerable, having courage, showing up, knowing that it's bigger than you. You've been entrusted with your gifts, your talents. And if you don't do it, no one else will. Like, no one can fulfill your unique mission and purpose. I truly believe with my heart of hearts that we all have a mission on this planet. And for some of us, we have a mission to serve a certain type of people, and other people have a desire to serve that same group of people, but no one can do it the way you do. You've been gifted with certain gifts and talents, with certain mastery, with certain levels of wisdom and discernment around that topic, experience, skills, knowledge, all of it in unique combination is what's needed. And so when you keep focusing on yourself, oh, what will people think? Oh, if I put up a webinar, people might not come. Oh, if I put on a Facebook Live, I might not know what to say. And that is all self-focus. And I'm sorry to be really blunt, but that's quite selfish. The world needs you to turn up in your authenticity, regardless of, how you look, how you sound. So many people say to me that I won't do it because I don't like the sound of my voice. Well, who is that focusing on? It's focusing on you, not on your mission, not on why you're here. Remember, it just comes through you. When I'm on stage, I don't even sometimes realize what's coming out of me. It's like an out-of-body experience where the downloads are coming, the uploads are coming, and it's almost like it's not even anything to do with me. I'm just a vessel, and that's what we need to be as business owners. We need to focus on the mission, actually having a mission. Do you have a mission in your business? Have you set your vision, set your mission, and are you working on your clear goals and actions for it? Because if not, you're just going to sabotage. You're going to keep learning, going to more seminars, reading more books, and actually no one's getting helped. You need to squeeze the sponge, my friends. You've absorbed enough. You actually don't need to learn more about your topic. You need to learn more about your mindset and about business. That's my recommendation for you. Number 1, set goals outside of your comfort level. Let the wounds reveal themselves. Move from wounded self to best version. This is Matt Catling's work. I love his work. From best version through to mission. Number 2, you need to take action despite the fear. And number 3, you need to focus on your mission, not on yourself. I hope that's been helpful. Get on mission because you're awesome. You've been fully equipped for everything you need to fulfill it. All the resources you need are around you. The money is around you. The clients are around you. The people that can help you are around you. You just delete that information when you get focused on yourself. So start opening, expanding, and taking that action despite the fear. I'd love to hear your comments. I like this word better. What word is that, Lisa? Mission? It's a good word. Oh, it gets me so excited. Welcome, Melissa. Welcome, Diana, sorry. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Danny, thanks for joining. So what do you think? What's the number 1 reason you feel that you self-sabotage? And what are you going to do about it? Pop it in the comment. I'd love to hear from you. What are you going to do? What's one action that you can take? Do you know what? Your answer is in what you've been avoiding. What have you been avoiding? Have you been avoiding making sales calls? Have you been avoiding running an event? Have you been avoiding having that conversation with someone? Have you been avoiding putting up your website? Whatever you've been avoiding that kind of keeps coming back into your mind, that's your key to overcoming self-sabotage. Because remember, those beliefs that are formed from 0 to 7, 75% of our beliefs are formed from 0 to 7. If we don't override that conditioning, that programming with new programming, new conditioning, we'll just keep playing out those same patterns. So what's come up for you based on what I've said? What's come up for you? What's been something that's been triggered in that? Hey, Alan. Oh, analyzation. Analyzation. Is that actually not a word? I think it sounds good. I like analyzation. So good, so funny. How are you, Ella? Hope you're good. You'll have to watch the replay, girl, because I'm just about to finish. Love to know what you think of this. If you're watching the replay, please post in your comments. I always answer every comment. If you're free, oh my gosh, it's tomorrow night. If you're free tomorrow night, Thursday the 28th of November, I'm running a meetup in Sydney, a free workshop. It's called How to Grow a Profitable Coaching Business. So if you are a coach and you want to become more profitable, if you want to know how to grow your business, I'm taking you through a 5-step client attraction formula, and I'm going through how to create your marketing plan, how to go step by step to make sure, wherever you are in business, we plug the holes, because all of you are at different stages in your journey. So I show you where your holes could be and how to plug them. And I'll be further unpacking a bit of mindset around attracting clients, because your energy introduces yourself, the way you show up, the way you put yourself out there in the world, that is attracting or repelling clients. So I teach people tools, and I will be teaching tools tomorrow night, but also it doesn't matter how many of the tools that you have if you're self-sabotaging. So I always include a component of mindset to make sure that you're going in as the leader with the entrepreneurial mindset. It's different. It's different to the 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 has been what's programmed into us from our parents, from TV, from schooling, from the Industrial Revolution, where they wanted to train up factory workers to just work somewhere for 40 years and do the same job and not question it, not be creative, not want to do all these other ventures. It came, from 100 years ago, where people were setting up people to stay in jobs for 40 years. That world's gone, that world's over. So there's new ways of doing business, and it's changing all the time. So as a coach, what worked a few years ago is not working now. So we start with the mindset, then we go through the whole of the actual tools that you need. So even if you haven't started a coaching business, it'll really set up a foundation for you. If you're already running a business, I'll show you how to grow it and make it more profitable. And if you've got any questions, please reach out. I'd love to help you. In the meantime, have a beautiful, wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.